New recording. I told you the rule, man. Anytime you get, if I see an Instagram or thing, I'm gonna reply now. You put these phones up here. What up, man?
Hi, Tom.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
Sorry I'm late here.
No, you good.
Thanks, Coach.
You good?
I appreciate it.
Sir. Yeah.
Just how things have gone with your front seven, like how they sort of been coming along in terms of knowing what you wanted to do and being able to execute that at a high speed.
Yeah, you know what, the young men are doing everything that's asked of them. You know, I have to be better. You know, in terms of making sure that this is the stuff that we're going to run. You know, we're messing around, moving guys around, moving things schematically a little bit. So I got to be cleaner and more efficient to make sure that we get a chance to see guys really play. You know, it's hard to get an evaluation when you're changing stuff or adding stuff all the time, and then you throw a guy in a new position. So now he's learned new position, he's learned new defense and all stuff, and then you're going out there and you're seeing him at his worst. You know, so at this point it's a matter of just making sure that they're in the right positions and they know what to do. I scale back so those guys can go play.
When did you start scaling things back?
Oh, we haven't installed anything new in the last couple days, just so that way guys can really go out there and execute. You know, coaches like to think it's them and all the X's and O's and stuff, but if those young men don't line up and they don't play fast, then we don't have a chance. So.
What's the pass rush look like to you right now? How much of that, and how much is that on your mind?
Everything. I mean, everything's on the mind. You know, again, part of that is me making sure that they're in the right places. You know, we're moving guys around, all that kind of stuff. The second thing is making sure that those guys know what to do. Again, it continuously shows up on film. When you don't know what to do, you're moving that much slower. When you're moving that much slower, are you really showing the best version of yourself? You know, and it all comes back to coaching. So I need to make sure that I'm putting those guys in the right positions.
Do you identify guys right now that look like your pass rushers?
Oh yeah, I mean we've got a lot of skill. We definitely do. I mean you got P. Will, Jamar, you got Chief, you got MJ. I mean you got Kai. You got a lot of guys with a lot of pass rush ability. You know, but again, it's fun to watch them when we get in those situations. But you got to get them in those situations, right? You got to get them we got to get them to stop the run and then get them in the third down.
So for those five guys with the covers, does that mean you're pretty pleased with the guys who were in here in a short amount of time to sort of supplement what you already had?
Yeah, the staff did a great job of identifying guys and getting them on campus. Corey Campbell did a hell of a job of getting those guys in the weight room and making it about us and the way we want to do things. And then, you know, you see their natural ability. So it's, again, putting it all together and making sure they're doing what we want them to do.
You mentioned Prince Will first. I mean, how's that transition going?
I just mentioned P. Will first because that's the last one I saw coming off the field. But they're all doing a really nice job. They're doing what's asked of them. Yep.
How did the position classifications of those guys you mentioned differentiate? Like Chief and MJ, are they doing a lot of the same things as like Prince Will and Cam and Kyle Wallen, or is one outside linebacker and another like defensive?
No, they're all moving around. Again, this is about seeing what they can do. You know, I mean, when you're stopping the run, you're putting them one place, and then when you're defending the pass, you're putting them another place. So all of it is they're all really like X-Men, you know, moving around. And again, they're doing a great job of doing what's asked of them, showing different skill sets. You know, that is.
So will they, are some of those guys like with Rob in one drill and then like Mike in another drill, or how do you know?
Yeah, you see that at Indy? How'd you know that? No, they are. They're all over the place. And again, it goes back to that cross training deal. You know, coach is real big on putting making sure guys are in the right spot, because again, you can't evaluate them if they're in the wrong spot, and if they're playing slow, they're hesitant. That's not fair. That's not fair to the guys. So we're moving a lot of guys around. We're trying to get a feel for what they do best, and then we'll decide in the end after the spring game.
How have you seen A.J. Rollins move to that defensive end spot? How has he adjusted?
Tell you what, that dude's a baller. You know, he's again doing what's asked. He's been over there for, I don't know, maybe a week now, and all of a sudden, you know, he's making plays. You're seeing him constantly show up around the ball, which is really cool, really fun to watch. And then you see him with a smile on his face. So again, really neat deal, and that's one of those things where guys are moving positions, and now all of a sudden he's making plays for you, and we'll go from there.
Was that Rule, or was it you that was like that guy on defense?
No, it was Coach Rule seeing it. You know, he gets a chance. I mean, he's real observant of everything, sideline, players, everything. Constantly talking about the roster and where he sees guys and athleticism and everything. So he mentioned one day, he's like, hey, try him over here, and lo and behold, he's pinching through there, making tackles for a loss. So it's fun with a smile on his face. That's the best thing, you know. So it's cool to see.
Tony, MJ Sherman and Jamari Butler, they mentioned they're working at the jack position.
Yeah.
Can you just explain a little bit more about the jack and what its responsibilities are?
Yeah, it's just like an outside linebacker. I mean, it's just they're moving around. I mean, they want to say the jack, but also they're at will, they're at Mike, they're at end, they're all over the place. So I don't want to lock them into one thing because their skill set, they're showing a lot of different things. They're showing their ability to play on rundowns, and then you move them outside, and then they're rushing the passer. So I think there's a really healthy competition right there, which is going to be good for everybody.
How many corners do you have? Like, how many corners are you really comfortable with?
Oh man, I mean, all those DBs, same way. We're moving guys around, so you got 3 or 4 or 5 guys that have shown that they can go out there and cover. Now, where they are each practice, you don't know. You know, it goes by injury, it goes by where we want to see what the plan of the day is for them. But there's about 3, 4, 5 guys that are constantly moving around, making plays out there on the island. Oh, I mean, there's Malcolm, Q. I'm trying to think here. Malcolm, Q. I mean, you got Javi, you got Tommy Hills about their ball. I mean, and then, you know, Miles can go out there and play corner. I mean, with his length and his athleticism. I mean, there's a ton of guys that can go out there.
Would you say there's a lead candidate opposite of?
No. This whole thing is about competition. So we're moving guys around. When you watch out there, sometimes it's Malcolm, sometimes it's Tommy, sometimes it's Javi, sometimes it's Deshaun. So I mean, again, it's a constant rotation out there. Yeah.
Has the tendency to move guys around as much as you have this year, is that something that's normal for you in the scheme to do when they're more established? Like right now, you're obviously getting to know this personnel. Do you anticipate that this will be something that you always do, is look at players at this many positions, or is it more to do with the current situation?
50-50. I mean, coming in new, you got to see what they can do, but also, you know, everything is about concepts. You know, the one thing being here is you're always talking about the game of football. You know, football intelligence, situational things like that. So you're always moving guys around, and the more they understand concepts at different positions, the more when they do go in their position, they understand what guys are doing around them. You know, and it's really cool in terms of the awakening, being around here, being around Coach Rule and those guys to see, like, you know, those guys moving around, they better understand other positions. So that way you say, hey, go play this. And naturally, they may not have taken reps there, but they're executing because they understand concepts.
I asked a question on time too, right?
Oh. There you go.
He switched to receiver for a little bit last year. Was he back on defense full time? What do you see from him?
Right now, he's on defense. You know, that's Coach Rule deal. Right now, he's on defense, and if Coach Rule says he's on offense tomorrow, he's on offense tomorrow. But I've seen him do a lot of good things. You know, it's about maturity. You know, and that's with everything. New staff, you want to make sure guys are buying into what we're doing. Not only buying in, but actually adopting it, believing in it. You know, and so Tommy's a guy who has a lot of talent, and his maturity. As his maturity comes along, you see him making more plays, more positive, around the ball more. So it's fun to watch.
I asked this question. How do you feel you guys are tackling? Are they going about learning what you want them to do?
Yeah, and I know you keep saying me, but we're really us. Like, this is what we preach, period. Everybody top down. And that's the first thing we do every day is tackle. You know, and Coach, it's really cool because he's kind of an old school guy in terms of, hey, the game is won physically, right? And so we practice physical. So The very first things we do on defense is always getting off a block and knowing how to make tackle. Now that's learning the tackling form, how we want to do things, how we want to tackle, but also putting them in situations where they got to go tackle. You know what I mean? It's fun. It's cool to do it on a pop-up and then wait till the whole week and then play in the game and all of a sudden say, hey, go tackle somebody, right? No, we practice it every period. Everything we do is about the physicality part.
Tony, with all the instruction that you have been here this spring, are you seeing your group improve at the rate that you have?
There's constant improvement because they're knowing what to do a little bit better, but it's about the consistency, right? We expect them every day to know what to do, but can you actually go and apply it on the grass? Can you take the success from one period and put it over and wipe it out and go into another period like, hey, like you just lost that period, you know? And that's the thing. That's the thing like today in terms of, you know, defense won a period, then we come back and we get our butts kicked, you know, going that back and forth. Good teams don't do that. You know, good defenses don't do that. Good defenses, you play your butts off, you win or lose, next period, win or lose, next period. That's it. You know, you don't ride the emotional roller coaster. So we got to keep on getting better that way.
How many guys around and trying out different positions to stunt some of that growth, or do you guys have to have a little bit more patience and grace with the guys?
Yes, I mean, but again, at the end of the day, if I see the ball, I don't need to know what to do in terms of, hey, I see the ball over there, I'm running to the ball and I'm gonna get there in a bad humor. Period. I mean, so the little X's and O's part, we can fix that, right? That's why Coach brought us here. We can fix the X's and O's part, but we got to develop the mindset and the attitude, and that is when everything breaks down, you see a football player at his best. Hey, I might have did A to B wrong, but B to C, I'm going over here and I'm going to go wreck shop and I'm going to go make some plays, and that's the thing you're looking for when you're moving guys around and all that stuff, you know.
How have you seen Elijah Judy play?
He's got a lot of talent. You see why, you know, you understand why his recruitment was the way it was and all that stuff. But again, it's about the growth of him, you know, and the expectations on him. We know he's talented, but now can he be talented? Can he be physical? Can he be mentally tough? Can he play hard for his teammates? Can he do that on a consistent basis, not just pass rush downs, but also run downs? Can he do that? You know, but he's flashed a lot of talent.
How have you seen the offensive line? I mean, you face them every day, so like, what has that group been like to go against, and how they
Iron sharpens iron. You know, starts with Coach Dono. He's a old school blue collar type grinder, and those guys play together, and it's really making us better. I mean, it's fun to go against those guys because you can see them working, you can see them always constantly getting better, challenging the defense. They're making us really know the game and really know what we got to do. So it's really neat to go against those guys.
What's referred to a coach as an old school grinder, offensive line?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
He's just a blue collar guy, man. He's not all about the softness, not all about the fluffiness. He is a get on the field, we do things together, let's work, let's be physical, let's get this right kind of guy, and that's the way it is. It's kind of cool, you know. The older guys, the old school guys, Coach Rule's kind of like that too. You know, he's like, hey, let's make no excuses. Let's go out there. The game is won this way, and let's be about it. So, thank you, everybody. Thank you.